Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's exciting episode, we're going to be having a look at one of the most important tests that you can do on your engine. It's probably something that's going to solve a lot of problems for you guys. I'm getting a lot of questions about engine is not running properly, using a lot of fuel, etc. So this is one test that's really going to be able to determine what's happening inside the engine. What we have here is we've got our compression tester. We've got our manual to see what the actual procedure is. So something that's very important to do before you start the test, the compression test, is that you warm the engine up. But you don't want it to be hot. You don't want to remove spark plugs on a hot engine. You want to make sure that the actual engine is just warmed up for at least, let's say, about 5 minutes. That should make it warm enough. But please make sure that it's not hot, that you haven't gone for a drive and coming back now. You don't want that. You just want to warm it up to normal operating temperature. Okay guys, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, the first thing we want to do is we want to come to our fuse box, and we're going to disable the fuel pump relay. Right, and the fuel pump relay is this guy sitting over here. Now it's a very simple procedure. All you need to do is just pull him up. He comes out. There you go, he's out. Now our fuel pump relay has been disabled. I'm going to turn the key and just see if it starts. If it doesn't start, we know we've successfully done that operation. One telltale sign is you will hear your fuel pump come on in the background when you turn the key. If you don't hear it, you know you've disabled the fuel pump. I haven't heard it. Let's try to start. Nothing. So we've disabled our fuel pump. Okay guys, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to disable our coil. And to do that, very simple. You've got a wire that comes to the coil over here. You can just loosen the tab and then pull him out. That's it. So we know our coil is disabled right now. We know that there's not going to be any fire on the plugs. I mean, you can test that if you want to, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the case. Right, so the next step now is we're going to take out all our spark plugs, because that's where the compression test gets conducted from. You don't have to mark your spark plug wires, but you know what? Just for the sake of this video, I'm going to do it. Yeah, my Coke is, has had it. But anyway, we'll know that's number 4. So now, what we'll do is we'll loosen up our first spark plug. There we go. I'm just going to break them loose, all of them. There you go. They shouldn't be super tight. They should be tight. If you are not getting your spark plugs out like this, then there's something else wrong. Right, what we're going to do is take all of them out now. And when taking out spark plugs, make sure that you're not cross-threading them, and when you're putting them back in, especially when you're putting them back in, please don't cross-thread them. So now what you can do is have a look at inside. Just inspect before you're going to do anything. You want to have a look at, is there any dirt situated perhaps at the bottom here? Is there any dirt situated here? Is there any dirt situated on this one here? If there is, I see there's a little bit of moisture, but that's because I sprayed some engine cleaner on there earlier, just to get it soft and clean. So beforehand, you can do that. What you want to do is just clean out each one. If there's a little bit of dirt sitting there, just clean it up. Our next step is to connect our compression tester. And for that, you've got various sizes. And I think this should be the right one for this vehicle here, which fits in. What you can do, if it's very deep in, you can firstly put your connector on here, onto this pipe, and then turn it in, but do it very slowly. Just hand turn in slowly. Yeah, that's the right one. And just hand tight. Just hand tight so that you can unscrew him later. Okay, now that we've got our pipe connected, what we're going to do is attach our compression gauge. And he's just a normal vacuum gauge. He goes on here. You pull this back. He goes in. You go. Now he's ready. We're just going to zero him out by pressing this here. So we know there's no pressure in the line. What's going to happen next is we're going to turn the engine and we're going to see what pressure we get. So one of the first things that needs to be done, guys, is the accelerator pedal needs to be pressed in all the way. So I've got my trusty assistant inside the vehicle. It's going to start it up in a second, and once you make sure that your accelerator pedal is pushed all the way down, and then we'll start it up and we'll see what the gauge says. Okay, start him. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do number 2 now. This is number 2 cylinder. Okay, that's number 2. Okay guys, that was number 3. Let's do number 4 now. Okay guys, this is number 4. Okay, that was the compression test. Now, as you saw, it looked like all the cylinders are virtually the same. They're all registering at 8 point something bar, and all of them was fine except the number 2, this one here. Our number 2 cylinder is 1, that's 2. Now I got a suspicion that the issue there is a lifter. Now that I'm doing this test because in the upcoming video I'm going to be removing the lifters and rockers from this engine, and then we're going to redo this compression test and see if it does anything different or if there's an improvement on that number 2. It's not a serious issue. That's why the vehicle can still drive and doesn't seem to have a problem. But I did pick up that there was a noise, and I picked up that there was a little bit of a drop in the power, very little, but yeah, I wanted to just check, and this is the first step in diagnosing that. So guys, what you can also do is just check your plugs. To me it looks like these plugs are coming up for renewal. Also inspect your spark plug for cracks. Look at this, guys. Look at what I've just found. Wow. I need a new plug. You put your plugs in, make sure you do them by hand, guys. Always by hand. Don't use the socket, an extension or ratchet on him. Just to put him back by hand. And take your time, be patient. There we go. Don't force him. Put your plugs back by hand. Each one you can turn in by hand, and you can tighten him up with a socket after that. Okay, let's put back our plugs. We did number 4. And make sure your plugs fit nice and snug. It's number 3. Go. Here we go. Next thing we're going to do is our plug on the side of our coil. Let's get him back in. It's very simple. And of course, our fuel relay, we're going to put him back in as well. And now we're just going to test to see that we can start up. Oh, there we go. Okay, the last thing to do is to put back our fuse cover. Go. That's done. Okay guys, we're at the end of the video now. So what have we concluded and what have we done? So very importantly, we've paid attention to the actual manual. We followed the steps in the manual. Now if you want to know more about the manuals and actually have a look at the details inside the manual, please come on over to the member section of the channel. So that's the end of the compression test. And yeah, so it's very important to do this test beforehand to determine the condition of the engine. This engine looks like it's in a reasonable condition. You'll see there's going to be changes as we change out the hydraulic lifters as well as the rockers in the engine. So we'll see what changes this makes to the engine's compression. I wanted to do this test to show you how to do it, and also to use it as the determination for the next step in your repair of your engine. Now all of this is all available in the manual. For those of you who don't have a manual, I go into much more detail about the actual specifications of each video, and that you can find in the member section. Now the member section is designed to give you more detail, and obviously the member section also there to actually support me, because you know I buy all these things and I do all these things out of my own pocket. I've got no sponsorships from anybody, not from any brands or anything like that. So you guys are really helping me by being members, and I want to thank those guys who are members of the channel. I really appreciate your support. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video, and we're going to be doing most probably the cylinder head. The following video that's going to be after that will be the sump. We're going to be taking off our sump and we're going to be inspecting our pickup. If you don't know what the pickup is, please stay tuned for the next video.